Ryan Carter had always believed that college was just a stepping stone to success. A place to build a future, to chase ambitions, to make something of himself. Love. That was an afterthought, a distraction, something that belonged in movies and songs, not in his carefully planned life. Then, he met Emily Dawson. It wasn't the kind of love that started with a spark, it was an explosion. She crashed into his world like a storm he never saw coming, turning his neatly structured life into something unpredictable, something raw, something alive. Emily was everything Ryan wasn't. While he buried himself in books and assignments, she was out there living. She had this wild, unapologetic energy, a spirit that refused to be tamed. She was the girl who danced in the rain, who sang too loud at parties, who spoke her mind without hesitation. And somehow, against all logic, she saw something in him. Their first meeting was a mess, literally. Ryan had been rushing to class, coffee in one hand, laptop in the other, when he slammed right into Emily outside the library. His coffee went flying, splattering across her white crop top, and for a moment, he just stood there, frozen, staring at the mess he had made. "Oh, great," she said, looking down at herself before meeting his eyes with an amused smirk. "So, what's the plan? You gonna buy me a new top or just keep looking guilty?" Ryan scrambled to apologize, offering her 1,000 awkward explanations, but Emily just laughed. "Relax, Professor," she teased, nudging his shoulder. "It's just coffee. But you do owe me a drink now." And that was how it started. That night, they met at a campus bar, where Ryan intended to apologize again, but Emily had other plans. She pulled him onto the dance floor, making him loosen up, making him laugh in a way he hadn't in years. She challenged him, teased him, called him out when he got too serious. And before he knew it, he was hooked. They were opposites in every way. Ryan was logic, Emily was chaos. He planned for the future, she lived in the moment. He was careful with his words, she spoke without a filter. But somehow, they fit. Their love was intense, reckless, the kind that burned too bright but neither of them cared. They spent nights tangled in bed sheets, whispering secrets in the dark, tracing their dreams onto each other's skin. They fought like wildfire, kissed like they were starving, and held onto each other like the world could end at any moment. Ryan found himself doing things he never thought he would. Skipping study sessions just to spend an afternoon with her on the beach, sneaking into the football stadium at midnight just because she wanted to watch the stars from the 50-yard line. He let go of his rules, let go of his fear, and for the first time in his life, he felt free. But love like theirs wasn't built to be easy. Their fights were just as fierce as their passion. Emily hated how Ryan always had to have control, how he measured every decision like it was life or death. And Ryan struggled with the way Emily could be so careless, so impulsive, never thinking about tomorrow. "You can't just live like nothing matters," he snapped at her one night, frustration laced in his voice. "And you can't live like nothing else exists outside your damn future." She shot back. "What's the point of working so hard if you never actually live, Ryan?" The word stung because, deep down, he knew she was right. But love doesn't survive on passion alone. The breaking point came on a rainy afternoon in December. Ryan had been offered an internship in New York, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but it meant leaving. It meant distance. It meant change. And Emily wasn't built for long goodbyes. "You're really going, aren't you?" she asked, standing in the doorway of his dorm room, arms crossed. "I have to," he said, hating the way his voice cracked. She nodded slowly, biting her lip, as if trying to keep herself from saying something she'd regret. Then, she took a deep breath. "Then go." He waited for her to say more. To tell him to stay. To fight. But she didn't. Because Emily Dawson wasn't the kind of girl who begged. So Ryan left. And for months, he convinced himself it was the right choice. He buried himself in work, told himself that love was fleeting, that he was building something bigger, something lasting. But no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't shake the ghost of her laugh, her touch, the way she made him feel alive. One night, after too many drinks and too many memories, he dialed her number. "Ryan." Her voice was the same, and for a moment, he forgot how to breathe. I miss you, he admitted, the words spilling out before he could stop them. There was silence on the other end. Then, finally, a quiet, knowing sigh. Then come back. And just like that, he knew. Because love like theirs wasn't something you walked away from. It wasn't something that faded with distance or time. It was bold, reckless, unstoppable. And some people were just meant to find their way back to each other.